Today is Saturday, the 8th day of August 2020. And on Saturdays, we can learn a table, the things that we pass through Sierra Network for the week. But before that, we can look for compare the COVID-19 status update for today to that of last Saturday. Make we see inside 1 week how we perform. And now so it been look like for this week as compared to last week. Last Saturday, when I be the 1st of August 2020, the total number of confirmed cases now be 1,835. 1,835. Today, the 8th of August, now 1,895. So we get 60 people who test positive for COVID-19 from last Saturday to today. The total number of people who don't lost their life to COVID-19 last Saturday now be 67. Today now 68. So we get one person who lost in life to COVID-19 inside this week. We pray say the soul of that person there rest in peace. And also last week back now be one person. The other week, the previous week now be one person. The week before that now be two people them. So just so we know. The amount of people who don't beat COVID-19 na salon last week na be 1,370. Today na 1,442. So the total number of people who beat COVID-19 inside salon this week na 72, as compared to last week when I be 73. The one them way they na quarantine last week na be 625. Today na 615. The one them we don't beat COVID-19 na salon last week. The one that we don't discharge from quarantine centers then a salon last week na be 9,587. Today na 9,939. So inside this week we get 352 people we don't discharge from quarantine centers them across the country. Okay, saying that since we did on this quarantine center, we begin for land through NACOVAC today say, why make you hear people them within a quarantine center? Because according to today, we get 615 people them na quarantine centers them or in quarantine. In quarantine. What you make now, they know they say quarantine center, they say in quarantine, because most of these people are on self-isolation. So government of Sierra Leone gets but only few centers them right now where the government they take care of. But for now organization them, now then they in charge of quarantine. And most people them, then they host them self-isolation for quarantine. And government not to in, you understand? You know say first, then we can say make video, government don't come, they don't can lock we, they don't this. Well, government not in charge again. They're not in charge. They don't hand over that responsibility to different organizations the way they run them. So, I make we know they again nothing again, even though we get 615 people. Not they grumble. So then self say then learn the lesson, say they no go able for manage quarantine homes them. So now I made them hand over that responsibility there. You will say it's wise. Some people go say, it be done late because the news be done go and waiting. But for now, we don't know say the hand not did it. Then say not for say, yes, all the other protocols then they in place, but that feeding when I be the cow that issue. So for say government a bad businessman, government a bad comra, I make they not be able for take care of that day. But at the end of the day, as long as the people them, where they under their homes, then they then self-isolation, then they be taken care of. Then say not to say government just abandon them. Then self can go for verify, for see, say, then they take care of them. So now one thing we learn today. Okay, make we just give today on status update. 331 swab now they analyze. 331 swab. Even yesterday, now over 300. We still not reach the 400 mark, but at least now then they cross the 300 for the past 3 days. We just hope say it will continue like that. Out of that 331 day, 8 positive. And the 8 positive now from just 2 districts, when our western area urban and western area rural. Western area urban get 5, western area rural get 3. So now so we end up with the 8 positive cases them for today. Make we just go through waiting pass through Sarah Network for the week. As we've been promised, Saturday, for say Sunday, we go share the video of the road trip from Bo to Kenema. From Bo to Kenema. Indeed, we'll be upload that video there. I don't know if you don't watch them. If you don't watch them, go na Sarah Network Production YouTube page and make sure you subscribe where you did it and you go able for watch them. Tomorrow, we go upload from Bo City to Jala Mokonde. So if you want to see the road, I think this one we get more of the inner part of Kenema. The inner part of Kenema. This one we get more. But we go upload tomorrow from Bo to Jala Mokonde. So if you want to see how the road turn, hey, make sure say you watch them tomorrow where we upload them. AYV on Sunday will be join them, waiting them be deal with and say democracy, trust, and the rule of law in a salon. Then we get panelists them like Francis Gabidon, the Honorable Indole Guevaro, Relina Thompson, and Adi Macaulay, the first time ACC commissioner. And on Sunday, we get 8 new confirmed cases, 0 death, and 5 new recoveries from coronavirus in Salon. On Monday, for start the week, we'll be share a quote from Senator Mike Gravel. He say, there is nothing more patriotic than being good-hearted critic of your country. If you want your country to get better, you should call it out on its failures. To refuse to do so isn't love, but idolatry. He say, for sure say, you know somebody way really patriotic, and get good at for your country. Now for sure say, you able to team up and call out your country and talk about your country, now decide them where your country they fail. He say, if you not agree for do that one day, not to like your country. He say, but you don't put the country some side way ain't no good. That could say will be shared. The Mami himself, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, a tweet say, in hope say, President Bio and in government, then go able for swella the upcoming thing them, critical thing them, when get for begin for tweet against all, in all, when go the tweet about. In hope say, President Bio and in government go ready for swella. He say for stomach. The tweets then, when get for they can begin tweet about them. We get over 86 comments under. People then they say, don't begin back. Elect by them by road. Well, it did it. It did on our website. We'll be able to upload Sierra Leone police, then update on Cameroon in arrest, the display of guns and the dollar where they say they offend. I be talk small but the other day, not yesterday, I think on Thursday. I did try to get that video day, so at least I go try to upload them next week. I try to get that video day. Usai, not this one, this particular one. Salon Police go and display. Go watch the video. Then on YouTube, SN Radio. Now two YouTube channel, the SN Radio and Sierra Network Production. SN Radio now they this day on YouTube. Police say then they display, then give updates on Kamarimba and the Khadija case, Dr. Ruiz and all these things. But this one, now for this money, police give updates. They say then go display for make journalists them able for take a look at the evidence them where police get. Police no show the money them for flip them. Then say na fake dollar. They not flip the money them for make we see if we think they pant up na the under. But just Thursday, police call press conference for go talk the same thing, but this time police say na fake dollar. But this fake dollar na white paper them. How could white paper be fake dollar? How fake dollar turn to white paper? But this second time we then go, they no go the thing there again. We feel see them for able go display them, flip and make people and see. Or from that first thing, then for don't flip them. Go watch the video back. If you not be the watcher it. Or if you be the watcher if you want confirm. But I think say this one, I don't try to forget Salon Police for kind of platform make who can talk, fumble talk, but it look like saying I make who can go talk, go take who side and talk, who can talk. Because now then grant interview na 98.1 and now they will get for land saying a white paper then be there in between the money, even though them be say na fake dollar. So me Triple say fake dollar and white paper na two different things. From that first day them for don't tell you say na white paper them, not to dollar. Dollar and white paper are not the same. Anti-corruption, you don't see, we need you. I think we need una for grab for make una check. On Monday, we may get 5 new confirmed cases, 0 death and 0 new recoveries. On Monday again, you know, say, na that day, the class 6 picking them be able to take them WAEC, National Primary School Examination. Honorable Mohammed Bangura of the APC. The APC writes to and say then they query him because they want to know what will happen that day for that voting. They really want to know what will happen. In say, because you know, say there is this thing, say anti-party activity. Before you know it, then they kick you come on a parliament. In say, first of all, they're not able to pull on a parliament. That's what he say. He don't write there. He said the two of them for do them for lobby fine if them be want make the no the neck boss not pass through with the voting. He said other people in there for lobby too. Not in one game. In one game votes not for be make safe, then win against. So he talk. So they watch how the thing they go. So now then two. You get Sir Emerson. Then you don't get with C4C. Now you don't get Mame Bangwa with APC. The eye they watch. Now they see how the parliament and then political party are, then they handle things. New minister and deputy minister of mines then subscribe to oath of office in State House. Salon Police, that same Monday they will be pulled the press release so Salon Police and they right to Salon Police say fake dollar them they in circulation. So then they advise people them where they buy dollar na salon, where they deal with dollar na salon, make them take extreme precaution. Because according to them, fake dollar them they in the market. On Monday, we'll be able to deal with Naya, the mining land disputes of Nabi Kabbalah, and the Chinese national. How do they be end up? You'll be take part, you'll be know. The Cuban medical team, in this salon right now, then we pay a visit to President Bio na status. Stakeholders there na Kenema district, then we meet with chief minister. Because they say, chief minister, we go na Kenema for go bring unity, for unite the district together. We will also launch a 5 days training on how for use the electronic case-based disease surveillance system. So then be CDC, yes, the CDC in the United States then gets a branch in a salon, and then be carry out that training day for members them, na the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Ministry of Health and Sanitation, where them be say, and teach them people them they how for use that system they. On Tuesday, 7 new confirmed cases, 0 death and 22 new recoveries from coronavirus. We say on camera be waka for the 2020 National Primary School Examination, and we will be able to post the video. You will see them, you know, waiting the parents and say make them sit down, then I do, and then picking and then inside, but then they wait. Goal be able for hand over 1 vacuum truck and 2 motorcycles to Freetown City Council. Somebody commented, they say, if na pass then give City Council self for able for buy vacuum truck for sweep, for get a dirty, for sock dirty, and for able for do and for themselves, or to pass and can give them 1 vacuum truck and 2 motorcycles, you can't take and make news. As alone, you know, Diana Salon. We'll be talking about the young man on Tuesday. We be get into a motorbike accident. We lost his sister, and him be able to go back go take the exam. And that will be talking now. On that particular day, people let me say, you know what, we need for do something. And indeed, people that don't begin answer the call. We raise, I think, $200. $200 has been raised concerning when we be talking I say forgive the boy. Indeed, somebody don't able help or make we get the mama in number. We not reach out yet to the mama, but definitely come this week we will try for reach out and see if that number is correct and indeed na the mama of that boy Pikinde. But we really want for make we not able step up so that at least yes, the $200 will don't be donated. It's good, but I think we can do more. We really can do more now. Now we be talking now. People they don't answer. So people suggest now we suggest we need to give something. So people that don't begin answer the call, please. If you say feel you want join and for help for donate to that young man, please do. Just contact me. We will make that possible. Vice President Jules De Diallo say the serious historical injustice wey don dey happen na Kono district. He say na the term this for reverse am. He say, make I go over that again because I mean not to Kono put local. He say the serious historical injustice wey dey happen at Port Local district because they don't suffer too much. Then for reverse am now. People in Canada comment they will not be glad. They say make no mix Port Local day. Na not sabi Port Local. Then begin go take pictures of things them will be that happen with the previous administration. We don't do na Port Local say then get the lights, they make the road, then do this, then do that. So that one way they talk about Port Local district don't suffer to historical injustice. I ain't know it in it they talk about. We be also learn say SL mining. You know, say SL mining, this particular administration, be cancel the license. And then be say, they know the left and so, then carry and go to the international court. Well, we learn say the international court say the government of Salone get right for cancel the license. Because waiting do SL mining not be go according to waiting the license be say. So we don't know it. We still, because that last time, then say be pull press release. So we still wait for them press release. Let we waiting, then go say. Okay, this is the Ministry of Information at the right. Ministry of Information say the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office glady for the Information Minister. Ministry of Information say the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office glady for the Information Minister. Waiting and glady for that repeal of the criminal and libel law. Sierra Leone be register 5 new confirmed cases and 0 death, and also 4 new recoveries from coronavirus on Wednesday. ACC say they don't conclude the investigation into the Limconquin University and the role where the late Dr. Minkailoba been play, and then give a recommendation. Please. I don't know. Should we do that? Because then talk about and people and we currently then at this administration be they part of that delay. Although now, since the Dr. Minkailoba, the late, since you know they now for defend, all man they say now they not be part of her. Now Dr. Minkailoba on your own and be take all the decision the way it take for make the government of Sierra Leone end up with a bad delay. Some people in at this administration right now were part of that team. What make you go read waiting ACC fair not? But all the one that will be the part of where they are alive now, say the minister, I ain't take upon himself and sign that delay. The family that now be on Wednesday. The family them na McKinney on Wednesday be the demand the cops them of the one that we lost their life at the McKinney riot. Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio be meet with the Sport Authority, the board members them, and they assure them say government go fully give them support to sport na Salone. On Wednesday, we began talk about Bank of Salone, where this month, make them 56 years. And we'll be asking how we go able to rate the bank inside Salone. On Thursday, we'll be see who say MPs them of APC and Dr. Kande Yumkelasef be joined for say they make a peaceful protest for say McKinney Lives Matter. They wear the t-shirt. Why make they wear that t-shirt today? Now because news they go around now, people in a McKinney they claim say the security forces them within a McKinney. That's one thing where they say they don't want. say since that day for that riot, they don't take the generator, they don't go with them. But up till now, massive show of force, then a McKinney. You go to the clock tower, you go in and around McKinney, you see a massive show of force na McKinney. So, with that being said, they say somebody be the print polo, we write McKinney Lives Matter. So because of that, one group of security force began to chase this person and arrest the person. Say no get right for print polo, we write McKinney Lives Matter. So because of that, the MPs them, then self, then print polo, we write McKinney Lives Matter, black one, and then wear them inside the well of Parliament. And then get some placards and show a peaceful protest. Where for sure say, then stand with the people of McKinney, and then say they say McKinney Lives Matter. Anti-corruption will present the 2019 annual report to President Bio. On Thursday, we get 17 new confirmed cases, 1 death, and 26 new recoveries. The IMC commissioner saying one for tell thank you to the information minister for the remarkable achievement. Whose achievement than the criminal libel law? Proposed cybersecurity bill goes through pre-legislative stage in the Parliament of Salon. Sierra Leone, anti-corruption, yes, another day we've been dealing with Naya on Thursday. On Friday, 10 new confirmed cases, 0 new death, and 8 new recoveries from coronavirus. This is another one back where be trend. The Youth Ministry, Youth Commission, every youth, just name a youth, will link with the government, say they receive Chinese embassy, then donation on behalf of the young people, that's alone. I think, say, from all this COVID-19 don't begin, that's alone. The Chinese embassy and the China as a whole, I might be wrong, but they look don't donate pass all. Just the other day, not in and go no social welfare, we then donate to the picking them, children affairs. Now they don't can donate back to young people them. They donate to we. People they say, when just they accept gifts. When I don't know strings attached to them. Other person say, you don't say gifts. Eh? You don't say gifts. So why not for taker? Not so. But I say now out of them good at. But then I made them can say, that man who you don't want, not begin take from man today. Not so. Not so mission. That's what them I made them can say. If you know say you don't want the man where they give you, not take from him. We'll be able to walk on the streets of Freetown and ask people them what's in their source of livelihood and how then they survive on a day-to-day basis na salon. Camera be waka. I don't know if you don't watch that video there. It will interest you. Please, go make you go watch them. Make you hear waiting at people in source of livelihood, waiting and they make per day, and waiting and they spend an hour, then they eat, waiting and they survive on a daily basis na Freetown. Yesterday, we get the good old days. The 60s series now been doing yesterday. And you will be able to listen. I believe so you learn a lot. It take you go way back, and it was good. Yes, but the one them we lost in life na McKinney, they're not able to lay 2 people them to rest. And because of that, then 2 people then they will lay to rest. Government being Guy Kasanki, according to Dr. Blyden. This now waiting the government of Salone, Guy as Kasanki, to the one them we lost in life, na McKinney. 2 bag rice, now for family, 2 bag rice, 1 bag yabas, 5 gallon oil, 4 packets Maggi, and 3 million leons. Now NSF said then Guy for help by the burying for burying one them we lost in life during the riot na McKinney. Somebody become on the diaspora, Emmanuel Ali, we say he go through the checks them na airport and it take him 45 minutes. Boy, oh boy. You want to come in and not be glad. They say even on a normal basis, so you go Salone, it pass 45 minutes for come on the plane and say you go across for go join your sea coach. In say sea coach no day, so na ferry then take. But he say it take 45 minutes. Say the government they do well. When we share them, the comments then they flow there. August 6th, 2016. We go way back into time. The time where Team Salone, we take part in the 2016 Rio Olympics. 2016 Rio Olympics, Salone we take part. The procession, Facebook may remind we, so be careful, share and back, make people learn, see them. Dr. David Moinina Senge, when I am the Minister for Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, is saying Indo officially launched the Zero Schoolgirl Pregnancy Campaign. Zero Schoolgirl Pregnancy Campaign. No school picking, not forget Bele. Where they go school? Now make can school picking. I think say the one in this we pass through. Some other things them they don't they make headline. One, now like I don't know if you don't see that video, the LAJ, the artist, we make a video, we say in sleep na CID for 2 days for something we not do. He not call the minister in name, but he say 12 o'clock net, that's according to waiting in the video. Because this back come in question with how police they handle things them in Salone. In claim say 12 o'clock net because in get COVID pass. In the day he meet Abadingo Junction, he meet one minister motoka day, and the driver they fet for start the motoka. Fet for start the motoka no agree start. Yes, he go inside the motorcar, 1 foot then I do 1 foot inside for help for start. The motorcar not start. See, he asked the driver for the key. The rest the way we did it. For the key, he said the key not there. See, I tell him, I say, if you not get the key, you're not able to start the motorcar because the sensor, we will get them motorcar, then they will know how they work. Long matter short, he don't go. And then go knock on your hotel, say, a thief key. Or you don't take key. Then come, then say, then pull on a door before then the mara. One of the ASD fire 2 shots up the air. Would I get for pay for that bullet day? Because that's waste of money right there. What you the fire for? You say fire 2 shots up the air, the hotel then come inside, say, you know waiting, come inside back. If these people need you, may then take warrant. Not trying to say the OSD they all them block road for the next day morning for another scene. It's okay, then they cry and go CID, then cry and go there. According to Ram. Say then cry and go there. He did it, don't tell them, say, but he don't explain what happened. Say, na pass it, they pass him, this person is talking, tell her. Say, no, what this person, don't tell them, no, they agree, self make you explain. Whether they knocking, do that, they do this and that. But long matter short, he say, and they party talk, and they say they don't see the key. They see the key. He say, they don't can't tell themselves, say they don't see the key. And even at that, they not left him back still. He did it 2 days before they left him. Then I waiting in say, according to your explanation, waiting happen. Salon police. We don't see. Now this make people can doubt una how una they carry out waiting una they do. Something that this make triple SF look the doubt una back by this money. Una say don't come out from fake dollar now to white paper. Because from 10 days, the way una can behave, can make a one go and question Kit Bidu. Say what went wrong. Where they go, you say you left give a force for good. But will not be ask you who's kind good. Eh? You not be asked who's kind good. Because now need for the ask who. So you there how the game play for the week. Make a call to Usmantoli. Make we get in summary for the week. Yes, Usmantoli, you get the platform, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, 888. Today, now, one or two things, the number one, talk on. First, I will start with that cyber security bill 2020, where the Minister of Information, when Mohammed Rahman Soare introduced a parliament on the 6th of August 2020. I think that is very, very important, very sensitive, and I will just call the attention of the parliamentarians then, let them pay attention to that bill day. The fact that now we don't begin for expunge some of the bad law them. We don't deal with law books for a very long time. So where then they sign new laws then, where then they scrutinize new bills then, let them make sure say they watch them and know what thing they sign for and what thing they make. The cyber security bill is a good one, but it needs a proper scrutiny. It needs a proper scrutiny in the sense that there are a lot of sensitive matters inside that building. A lot of sensitive matters we get a lot of implications then where tomorrow if you know amend them or they know look at the details of that building, it will likely lead to another serious we get potential to some serious consequences then. Well, first of all, the bill, I agree, it get a lot of benefits. It get a lot of benefits. It will protect individuals then. It will protect organizations then. But we therefore be mindful also for letting no damage the freedom of speech. Yeah? And I will tell you now the reason why. But before I go into that, I know a lot of people that want to know what in a cyber security bill. Cyber security bill, this now a concern with any crime where you commit, where you use technology or electronic device, if you like, such as a mobile phone, you use the internet, you use computer through the internet, you commit a crime. Yeah, they commit a crime using a device. Now it's cyber crime, basically. So things like, you send voice message where they propagate hate, where they instigate somebody, or you hack somebody account, or it's a lot of things that involved inside cyber crime. When the parliamentarians they scrutinize this thing, and I call them very carefully, yeah, let us scrutinize this, making sure that the bill is clear about the rights of the citizens then. It therefore be clear about the offense system, where they say the offense to a way cyber-related. They therefore be clear about the kind of punishment will relate to each of these cyber crime, and also they therefore clearly define, what are the policies them will involve, because the reason why I'm saying this, say technology, nothing where they involve, it change very often, and to make a law where they take into account, where they capture the changes from time to time, it can be problematic, especially when it comes to the cyberbullying. We just say these days we get a lot of people where they use audio messages for sensitize people for educate people They don't use those messages tomorrow for flag people Who then at the media, constantly at the media, will they educate people or will they share ideas with people Let us begin to use that law tomorrow for targetry. Then they try for send a clear message to parliamentarians. I hope that they listen to this. Because technology, nothing, as I said no more, it change very often. So then therefore be very mindful and scrutinize the content of the cyber security building 2020. And the other thing again is not only based on the national dimension, because again international dimension in the sense that for people away they abroad, what in this bill therefore do, they say the AG and Minister of Justice, is a work with international countries international government international organizations for prosecute people away even they outside the country, for bringing them to justice. And if they say if you commit a crime relating to cyber security, then will send you back in the country for letting law go deal with you. This is why I am worried about this cyber bill. So therefore, it's good for put some protection to we the individual, because we all don't suffer. We all victims of cyber-related crimes. Like then pornography, people use your picture. You take a video of you, naked picture. You send on WhatsApp or any other or Facebook. That is cyber-related crime. People are where they're outside the country. They send messages of hate, where they propagate messages of hate, where they instigate. A lot of people are where they're outside the country, where they instigate. Now, what in this law they can do? They can let the AG work with international organization or community for prosecute. Before we not been get a law will cover that. So that was why it was very, very difficult to let them pursue those cases. Because they know say if they pursue those cases, law already will cover cyber-related crime. So in as much as we expunge some of the bad law then, where they are with law books then, where they are with constitution, law will also be mindful and be careful for anything what they sign now. Lord, very be careful. Lord, don't make that same mistake. We don't come out too far. Some of these laws that we expunge, and the same parliamentarians them years ago, now they signed the laws then. So let not there in a parliament for just, listen and concur and agree. No. We want to let them scrutinize, then be there, let them come up with something positive. It's a very sensitive thing. So I don't want to labor too much on this AAA. But before I left you AAA, the good old days is a good program. Very, very good program. The reason is, we got a lot of young folks then, where they ask the questions, still they ask the questions. If someone don't ever fit, But as we listen to some of we brother them, where they join this and and they clearly, shall we say, it is shown from the day when you start the program, it don't show say Salome is street. But to a very large extent, the politicians then, and then poor la country then. Yeah? Maybe it will help to educate we young ones then, the young ones then, for let them learn lessons from the we more senior folks then. So we'll all for push that country they go before. So now I will stop. AAA, thank you for giving me the platform, and I appreciate everybody for coming onto this platform tonight. Thank you very much, AAA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
yes,
you.
Sir. Mr. Billy thinks say one day next week we go really come talk about the cyber bill, because we no want to forget caught up surprise when they go down pass and you say, oh, I not be no see all land they take, but we go see how they go. Make we come with doctor, make we hear you. Waiting to get for we. Yes, Dr. Aisatuka Kejalo, you get a platform. Waiting a summary for the week.
Yes, hi. Good evening. I hope everybody will do well, and I hope see everyone at the country, Sierra Leone, across the globe, they adhere as they see, COVID-19, what's really going on, state then we try to adhere, like New York State right now get about, we are one of the, before now we not be the epicenter, but at least right now we are getting like the lowest number of cases, so that in a good one. So we know say if people are back now, Sierra Leone adhere, the numbers then will be stable, especially, district, then we really follow the measures, then we not don't put out there. We not the mask wearing, hand washing, social distancing, then try to do that. Definitely, we go able for combat COVID-19 and be, keep the country safe and healthy. Lord, not to forget areas then or communities then we don't begin to get report higher cases then. Lord, try to sensitize them. Lord, not to forget this is not an ongoing process. Each day we call your family members them or your friends them, talk to them about, the measures them, let them adhere, because, as we can see sometimes even the program way for make for being a role model for we in a society, when they come to the camera, when they talk, then they put the mask on. I don't understand. The focus is you put the mask on when you talk. If you don't talk, not in order for come on your mouth, it's going to the air. But if you put the mask on, which sense, what's the logic behind that? Right? You feel so now we put the mask on, you talk, okay, because you feel say it's comfortable for me, then I'm not spreading the virus. No, if you really talk and you talk loudly for about 1 minute, those droplets stays in that area, for about 8 minutes. In the moment we understand that, we'll say the mask supposed to be on where you talk, where you cough or where you sneeze, right? Before they say use your elbow, the back of your elbow to cough and sneeze. So now you get a mask, now it can prevent the droplets for let it spread in the air. So then definitely I want to talk to all the one there and they ask them. They're not a role model. Wait there in front of a camera, probably they see what you do. So they can try for follow that kind of same way the way you do and this is also the correct way. Right? And then we talk about how people for wash their hands properly. So we don't feel say, well, why do I wash their hands? After I don't wash their hands, I lock the pump with my bare hands. That's not how you wash your hands. The video there on our Facebook, it's on YouTube, on how you for do that. And even if you don't want to follow down it, other videos and they also where you practice proper hand hygiene. The protocol is, you apply water, and then you apply soap. Then you do it for at least 20 seconds. And then after you don't rinse your hands for about 10 seconds, you use tissue for lock the pump. Because I think the fear is the water, the waste. Right? So don't worry about the fact that the water the waste. If you know the water waste, so then before you dry your hands, take another tissue, you lock the pump, then you dry your hands. But you're not supposed to use your clean hands to lock the pump because if you recall, when you come in to the area where you're washing your hands, you use your dirty hands to do that. right? So sometimes why the accidents in they happen, I say you're not sending the right message. If you really want to do something and stop it right there, you're supposed to follow this, the stages. The protocol, the steps in hand washing. There are 6 steps, and sometimes you can consider around like 7 or more, depending on how you want to practice them. Right? So that then is something we everybody forget. As we forget sometimes, we feel saying all them measures and they don't put on the side. They're not really put on the side. It's still there for us to adhere to and for us to follow. Right? So I really ask everybody that 6 feet apart, try to maintain that. If you're going to have public area, you see somebody they're too close to you, step back. Right? And then if you know, so you just follow all the measures that you don't see somebody, you educate them, you tell them, you know what, we really need to do this. As Australians, we really need to do this together, so that we will really try to get a number where this is, acceptable, but, we can control it. If we can find out who are the people that will get COVID-19 at the country, it can really help, right? So like New York City, New York State in general, do a campaign, for they want 150,000 people to be tested, within 1 week. Right? So then get them volunteers then at the streets where they go around for people them show them outside at the locations and to get tested. So I feel say we for down then at that stage now. Where they say they encourage people to protest voluntarily, in the communities, and that way they will know what's in the number of people that will get COVID-19. So if we don't know the number of people that will get COVID-19, we're not going to isolate them and then ensure that the disease not continue for the rampant in the country. So definitely this is another strategy where NACUVAC could take. See what things go on in our other countries or we don't do well in COVID-19 and follow them model, then they can really help in how we can manage COVID-19 and talk to the experts. Right? Once you talk to the expert, somebody whether not the medical field, we know disease process, we don't have the virologist, we don't have the epidemiologist, talk to them. Now then you for be at the front of this NACUVAC team. But unfortunately, we don't talk about this and talk about it. It's not happening. So, that's the only way you will see something come to where it needs to be. If somebody is field, let them be the one in charge and let them educate because they know, like the pathophysiology of how this virus they transmit. And we all know, we don't know the basics, but there are more to the story because every day there's new data. So that data, that's there for follow, right? So that's now on COVID-19. And as to the topic when we talked about the bank governor, yes, they celebrate 56 years of in existence, but we also want to see within that 56 years, what have been the accomplishments that we don't do? What are some of the improvements that we don't do? There should be ATM machines, right? Where they say you go access money now, different communities, you don't need to go all the way now, downtown, for go get money because all that then can cause congestion. Commuting becomes very difficult for people there. Encourage people that when they work, whether in a bank or a hospital or different settings, encourage them, let them open bank account the moments where they hire them. That can really show and try to see how you go make this rate, the dollar amount rate where they go up. So, be fair to the small businesses. Right? They're certainly a part of the development of the nation, but if then you only get money from the bank because they want to buy stocks or goods because they're not opening bank account with you, so you can't sell to them. That's not fair. That's not how you treat your fellow citizens and people that are trying to thrive on a daily basis. So definitely putting them, part of the agenda by saying know your customer definitely will help. And the other thing is the ACC. What's the problem with that? The problem is neutrality, meaning, also trying to be neutral in terms of how you affect corruption at the nation. Yes, the government don't say there's no secret cow, so that means nobody is excusable. Right? If you're not excusable, that means you should go after everybody that tried to do corruption at the country, where they, do wrong, right? And take the money and do selfish gain. Because the way I see the whole thing happening, most people only care about themselves. They don't care about that young kid out there, in the villages that don't have, the necessities, the basic necessities they need, to take care of, their school needs. They cannot even study because why? They can only study during daylight because there's no light at night. So, and also some of them have to wake up very early to get water before they could go to school. Some people have to go afternoon school, which, that's tough. That's tough. I went to afternoon school. That was tough. That's not what I wanted because when I was in secondary school, right, I did that before traveling here. So these are things that if we could look back, when we grow up, how we grew up, that's what we listened to yesterday, how things were before with the good old days, it kind of helps us in how we advocate for things to happen in our country. So definitely, ACC, Ben Kaifala, we know you're not a good person. You came with a passion. You really want to fight corruption. But I know say some things that they block you for letting you not do the work the way you're supposed to do it, for doing effectively and diligently. As other communities, then they see you as a role model. So can you also represent that in our nation so that we you represent the ECOWAS, you represent Sierra Leone first, for be the one to say, yes, we don't fight corruption. So for that reason, really, we hope that the Judiciary Committee and government, whoever is in charge, understands the way they fight corruption. You're not going to say, what, this is not my brother, this is not my sister, this is not my political party, or something like that. You don't need that. You need to give that person, the freedom and the voice that they need, or the tools that they need to fight corruption without interference, right? And we understand, say, the one with the teachers then was extreme. Well, you know what? Just because one mistake was too bad, you've corrected it because the president came around and apologized. So I know maybe that's why he's a little bit reluctant in terms of how he should go ahead, because the president, if I take out, would they consider this to be too drastic, right? So sometimes I think that's not something we'll definitely look into, and I'm really wishing him well. And even though he didn't do well this year, because definitely next year's score, if it's based on the performance, I don't think he did well. But his previous year, that was good. So we hope that he will take on that and add more for low-fed corruption at the country. And then we had the young kid that was, injured, and also the sister lost her life. We really, they pray, may her soul rest in perfect peace. But we will understand, say, head trauma, not something we get, consequences them. And in this young man's case, he was in denial. He experienced shock. He had so many confusion going on. That's the psychological aspect. And then, he doesn't even know. He didn't even get to the next stage of grief, which is like anger. And then you talk about depression, bargaining, and acceptance, which he will get to. But the moment he realized what really happened, because he was really confused, so he needed like healthcare personnel, or he needed a adult person to direct him, right? For like he could let him tell him, you know what, I think you can still take your exam after when they don't take care of you, because you know what, you go begin to present symptoms then, after few hours to days, because as you talk about head trauma, you're thinking about, concussion. There are some warning signs that would include, changing your pupils, your neurological function is not going to be the same. So, but if somebody had assessed him in the hospital setting, trust me, they're not going to let him go. So we hope, say, maybe we country, when accidents do happen, we have ambulances that will be called so you can pick the victim up and take them to the nearest health center so they can be evaluated properly. In that way, we will forget about whether the invigilator really did the right thing about asking the young man, what happened, and things like that. And remember, where it happened, it's one of the districts, it's not in the capital city. So all these factors, right? And that's why our healthcare system really comes in place, that we need to improve on the healthcare system, ensure that we have health facilities around the nation, not just some places that, which are not even what we want them to be, right? Like we've talked about improving Connaught Hospital, which is a tertiary hospital, that has not been done. With all the money that came in for COVID-19, which is for the health system, it seems like that's not happening. So definitely, yesterday, the good old days were good. we look forward and we want to tell everybody thank you. I don't remember everybody's name, but definitely I learned a lot, about, things that happened, how we didn't have the train, what happened and what so forth. So definitely that's good. We hope we get a lot from this series as it continues, and that definitely can help with the country. So, and I want to say really, Sierra Leoneans, we should stick together. We should love one another. We should be concerned for one another, as like they were saying with the black shirt, saying McKinney Lives Matter. This is not about for any political gain, where family members are grieving and they want to do a proper burial for their loved ones. I don't think anyone should be preventing them from doing that. So give them the chance to do that. Whatever you want to do afterwards, you can go ahead and do that. Because, you don't need, really from my religion, you passed away, they need to bury you maybe the same day as long as it's not 4 p.m. And if it happens overnight, they do that before, the sunset and things like that. So, let's try to be respectful for one another. And let's try to understand that there are religious and cultural practices that needs to be followed in everyone's tribe or religion. So please, let's think about one another, right? And I want to say #Shalom Tough. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Usman, waiting I summary for the week.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and welcome to everybody who listen to me now. This day. Me on take regarding first this agriculture side where the Chinese then get for don't help the young man them for let them able to do better in the agriculture of the country. Me just want to say on in terms of human capital. We even relate to in terms of this corruption or the index when they go up. If you look at the human capital, when you talk of human capital, how for develop them. Not to the finance more, you will try for develop in every area. Because when you look at even Adam Street in economics, you try for talk about, first of all, the mortal mindset of life for you try for empower. How you empower them for let you able to get what you want. Now you list to that, they look at full mortal man, they look at him in body in well one, because they get medicine there around, they get the right treatment, they get the right hospitalization. Then you look at the environment, you forget good social amenities around them, what you would entice them, when a facility for recreation and all those things. Then you able for even get an education back to it, we in the type of make you go empower them. So if all the factors there you count to before then we would think, say, oh well, we increase the economy or we will disburse this money here. All that one day will come up later now after every empowerment we then go down to an individual youth. And it's very paramount because when you empower the youth, and secondly, the capital, the human capital, that's when you go begin to see the outcome of the human capital because now then get for involved in any technology in the country for still they will develop them. Because when the person don't know, he gets the technical know-how, and then he well and he fit, he physically know what he do, then you don't create the environment where in that person they will able to get an input based on the knowledge we don't give them, for like you for developer. Because if you look at agriculture in many places, then if you don't need help, like people when they talk about the old when they go work now, McKinney, when they work now, this them plantation there, because there was agriculture which was booming at some point. Even though they may divert them in the wrong way, like how we say, they would try to put the right thing in the right place who will benefit play long term. Because the tobacco company, we remember when they come, it was helping people, but some way, it's now more of depriving the land, and then the people they sell this tobacco to another company, where the British Tobacco Company, from Oriel Tobacco Company, who did a salon. Then they can buy the best one, then the one will have been the second quality, then they left for let them make another Wellington area, where they make tobacco, Western, and all those things. So, but it come to what in the implement and try to empower the people as this now they teach you how to do so that you will live long lasting. But again, you get to create that avenue the way the person will get good water, good road, and you get health facility, all those things, you bind them together. Actually, the person environment will be able to appreciate them. Because when you see a lot of instability today, because of all these empowerments will not be there along the chain, whether we don't meet along. So the population don't can overcome now. People that would know and they want to go for do something. Then I want pass for that side. Then if you look at the history of the McKinney issue and you look at the police, then there's a lot to try to get for engaging, because they are the ones sending the message and they code the message for it, wrap around, follow, understand, and then the people that will receive and for understand. So there should be a way where the communication get for always be effective. You get people that will listen and people that will support. So that's what they call good communication. When you communicate somebody, he will listen to you. And then if he says they communicate to you, you say they listen to them. Then when they get a support, where now will come to a point when I will be able to agree. And then you see which method we will apply based on the person, the way they look at things. Because when you look at things, you get to identify this person here, say they get security now, they want to can do this. The presence of the police in day one, on which basis the police their presence there? They are threatening, or are they just there people who accommodate in that moment they when they will not say then they are for protecting. They're not there for them can cause harm. So it can be a dialogue where the citizen will not say, we only get for say, okay, if we do a demonstration, a peaceful one, we will just sit down so we all right. We'll just begin to throw straight away. But again, the police can therefore know how they will pass on the message or the authorities. When we will know, say, these are the people who need to know this message, and at this not their fault. Long no wait, we will know, say, these are people who in the end they are going to fight. So we find a way where we will just try for instigate them. We then turn around and this we will do in the end. So that's the area where one then we're able to reform, because there's some of that they pronounce them, but it's left to how effective they were able to put that communication system wherein the message they bring, the people then were able to decode them, understand them, and appreciate them, and then they're able to give and respond. You see, then the people in back when they give their own message to the police, them they're not able to understand what things are their own needs, or even the authorities, or even in other areas. So the security of the country, it will be a bit stable on that side. So, and that's why you know, look on them two sides and then the other side now I just want to throw light a little bit. If you look at what people they talk yesterday in terms of that yesterday, something that we observed most of the time, even the experience that distances were not that far because people have been willing. By then, you remember people in the worker distances then. The only time we see about that train, people they take that phone for Komokisi, I mean from Freetown Central and go down and see that ferry they come down like fun. But in terms of distance, people they walk distances. But now every short distance, somebody for Komomo Iba, you want come ferry junction, you will take this transport. First you want Komomo, so you bring in all those Okada people them, bike them for kind inside who can't do this work. But again, you can't blame them on the other side because they are also finding a living because there is nothing they can do. But just to know how people they appreciate for do distance worker. If when they go say they go friend person himself or your friend or girlfriend, you go work at distance from one end to the other without even observing it. But now every short distance, like if go back in a person they come on like say in a Silvano Street, if they try to go now police station. Now Okada will take. Well, those are the distance maybe in the worker for going to school, for go friends. So I don't say imagine, you know, what things that change, and those are the areas again, some that we will see why things are being how we are today. The areas the outside people they don't laugh. So by the encourage them about the one they want to be demand and they're not going to say they will compete how we do, but it's just like for encourage say some of the things, then just get for overlook them and see how then we're able to adapt them to their own present day so that things will be able to work go before. And that's how I'm going to summarize for this week, yeah. And thank you very much for giving the platform. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Oswen. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're most welcome, sir.
Mike Koka say, beaucoup salon people, they're not afraid of corona. Because what you do, the one the way they die, the rate at which then they die is very, very low, high. You see, so they not they take coronavirus serious, not a country. You want for us say, until something gets worse before we go say, yes, we begin for it. Why should we wait till things come out of hand? Pass it come out of hand before we begin say, hey, don't reach you. God help we. Ayana Salon. Yes, call ID live on here. You name and side the call from, please.
Yeah, Triple M and Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes. So what you get for it today?
Me I get I concerned that video where me they go around concern that lady were pregnant. You see Sierra Leone and some of the changes make you see God set the best for it, make the country. Some of them swear they are because that is a swear. We not let we so the president thing there we let we serve. Not the way you take money, you give person, then they may say you let her. Now that kind of situation. That lady they see the lady they struggle so. They still they laugh at. So they say for make the relation close, make the city belly that they get money. Which kind of wickedness pass down there? That thing is too pathetic, so much that I don't want to see I feel bad inside me. If he does, as they say, if he not gets him, which is a man, thinking and mama born you get woman, you get sister. We don't know what's in a lady in situation. We don't know if not Bella or not to Bella. We don't know. Nobody don't know. But as a humanitarian feeling, as a human being, as smarter man, you see that lady, they did not say it's a minority. Better thing not there for it. Who knows? Something if Nabella would have pregnant and abandoned her. Then they laugh that lady there. How God will lose. In case somebody make a video poster, in case Nami angel that they God send so for test week. You don't see right most of the woman will go early and the all go early. Because if Nami angel, you don't know who's kind of man than they were God say Luna, come on help. If you know not able to just video like what most people they do now, the video where they see sick person, the video and the poster, the person they talk, hey, I need help. Then one or two person they go contact that person, they offer we have for helper. But although they do the one way they are because at the end, the lady end up get help. But the thing is they're not for them, they laugh that lady there, which is not good. Now some of we attitude that this will left for the change now that country today. Time don't change. Some man they pass. We don't see Dr. Lord don't see and say man they waka. They talk by himself. Then they have to solo salo. Some man they waka, you don't know what they go inside and brain. You don't know which kind of drama, which kind of thing they go inside it. It is here, it is pass. If you know able to help ourselves, talk to her, find nice word. You know? But no. The people they know they do that. People that just they look people, they just laugh there, do their all kind of thing. You know, I don't know more. For my last question, what I will ask you is, you know what they call Pagandama or White Sarah?
Then they mix Benny, Ghana, all kind, whatever. Then to
Lana, the Pagandama and where the White Sarah?
I think I know, but you know, click like what you say from Ghana, then they click one thing, the White Sarah no click.
Okay, White Sarah, now rest, they cook the rest, the plastas that they put her under.
Yes.
They put the rest, and then they burn the yarn, whether they call it Folkai.
Folkai, yes. Yes, the soup they under, then the rest they pan tap.
Well, we get some bobo, they will be specialized. Like they had na fridge. Where see the duck they are under, the pool, the soup, the fish, the goat to, wherever they go for the, like the no side, the thing, the goat day or the whatever creature they use day. So we see that food they can, when they take time, like we now, we don't take time, they blow the red soup with month for like cola. Then man, and before they look dog. With a dog can't, because spoon or they, you had to go look for spoon, all of this. So now I don't make for say.
All right, thank you very much. Patrick, thank you, sir. Yes, caller ID live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Good evening to your family. This is Abubakar, a call from London.
Yes, Abubakar, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Triple, plenty thank you for bringing all the activities away the pastors alone for the past week, from Monday to Friday and to Saturday today. So, waiting you have for putting on table today, I just want to add to waiting Mr. Tollis talk about this criminal cyber law way they don't bring a parliament for debate on. I want to let the parliamentarian watch this bill carefully let them watch and carefully and do the rightful thing, because this is a problem we'll be done facing for the past 56 years where they make this criminal libel law. Now they're able to repeal them. This is a big problem. Now the same way them parliamentarians and back in them days pass that bill, they where them feel say, okay, this is okay, but it not be okay. So if this don't come back, they don't count table this in parliament back. I want to let the parliamentarians be careful. Then watch the advantages and disadvantages of this bill, this cyber law, because now then we will make them in a way where will be problem in the future where people will be say, oh, this not for be don't pass this law to this. So they are letting look into this. Then again on the police corruption, because police, I think say the problem at Salone will get the police now a big part of that problem there. Because for every small thing we involve police, they let it think twice. Before you think about that, they don't begin fire. This they plead to the Inspector General of Police. They caution the police officers the way in gets that country for let them make sure say before they even fire a bullet, live ammunition, let them think twice and then forget orders from them before ever they do that kind of thing there. Correct. Not to all small issues them where they call now, where they call police, where we say just need for settle in between the citizens them for who use ammunition, fire. And they create a lot of tension. This need for stop. Because we don't need this. All waiting they happen in that country, all them pass killing there and I police them. Because we said enough for use bullet, then they use bullets. Then get so many ways for diffuse the situation. If they feel the tension they have among people, then get so many strategies for apply rather than for use live ammunition. Look, this guy way say then go arrest them for a key, no key, then go to a hotel. Before you remember, they don't begin fire 2-3 shots. This is the cause panic. Let them stop. Fine. And this Mr. Ben Kafa, when at the ICC boss, everybody they talk about, say he don't do a good job. I believe say he need for step in for investigate some of these issues where they happen, because we don't get so many things their way. Now corruption, it is see corruption clearly on them. So in order for sit back, say because of this, there's no point, say go run after this, for good. No. Any little corruption are corruption, and then a small thing. Because for fight corruption, just like what the president say, no get forget any sacred cow for this thing. So therefore, if in there as a boss of anti-corruption, he get for look into any small activities where they go on at that place. Look, police car with money, they say this now fake dollar, the next minute they say paper there. So all the areas that they need for look into that. We know they say they're doing job correct, but he need for do more. Because if he begins to do something good now at school, if he come, he will tell and say he need for do more. So would they ask him, would they plead to him, they look into their activities there also. This is not done because for the small country like Sierra Leone, every time corruption. And this government, they aim where they can with they say they for stop corruption. And if that be the case, so they need for step up for let them help. Then let me come to this again, Mr. Tripoli. A few weeks ago, I come back, same police business, police lawlessness. I get a case with the police because it's not to me and the Nigerian man again, not to me and Nigerian man get business. I mean police na ain't gonna me host. You go clear me property them. Now 1 year they go so now and police and take me for where they're using a police how they want. And now they say the case they go to DPP. They're not even carry and go there. They're all done to defile them. Last 2 weeks I chased that case back, the file and day with police and na CID. So I don't know waiting this man way they call Mr. Brahmaja, when a AIG Brahmaja, when a director of crimes. This man, it look like say they connive with people for intimidating Salone people because me, I get beaucoup document for proof whether they show say them property they go take na me house, na me property them. But there are people that wouldn't in a Salone where they not get nothing. And then they use this Nigerian man for where and take people property them, and then they use them authority for support this man. They need for the anti-corruption man need for come investigate this man because this is not done. If the honest Salone people they fed for everything they get for a living, you use a Nigerian man for the way and capture them property them, say that you get this, and you back that Nigerian man, they intimidated people, and they put in a cell, detain them for as long as it takes, because you say nobody not here for challenge you. This is wrong. I want to anti-corruption inside to this. Let look into this case. Yeah. And I be don't plead to the AIG, the new Attorney General for let I get justice on this matter. Please, I plead for let them people all kinds side to this case. Let I get justice because I deserve justice in that country. I get a business we don't shut down for 1 year because of this corrupt act. For all on to be property, I don't prove beyond all reasonable doubt say na me property then I don't use all documentation and you don't confirm. It's still hold on to that. So it means that police say they go and take people property and turn them to their own. Do you let them look into this, please, Mr. AAA? And I want to ask a question again. Is it right for let police hold the property, even though you don't know say now you get them property there so? You go take them, you not get the authority for say, okay, like give this man a property back because I don't prove it, I ain't get them property there. Instead, they hold on to they say I send them to so side, they only document them. They intimidate the junior police officer them. Would they take that file there under? Would they take that file there under? I will send an apply, I will send an this, I will put her at this position. They plead to Benkafa, let come into this back, let investigate this director of crimes, who na Brahmaja. And they get in junior man way they send for doing thing their own superintendent Sizer with a second in command CID. Because of that bad job we don't do, we say I make them get that promotion and it is still boost up that. So me, I don't know waiting for do again. Then why investors them for letting Canada country for invest. But how investors they Canada the place where will not get a situation a police force will credible. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take this tonight. Please, let them come into me. Are they beg now? Are they beg even go to this? Are they plead to even the president? If they listen to this forum, let step into this. Because if I investors for that cannot continue. And if police they use other people for intimidate, even ordinary poor people for take what they get, this is not right. Clear. And then man, if they say then nobody church, nobody will do nothing to them because I don't know for which reason they feel say nobody do nothing to them. So now me won't take this for tonight, please.
All right, thank you very much, Obaka. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, caller, they live on your name and also the call from, please.
Yeah, this morning the call from US.
Yes, I will get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make comment on the 60s. What happened yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You get. You can go.
Okay. The thing after the program, I started thinking, when the last caller they talk about this train, the closing of the train, the thing started during the Albert Magai period, but it was implemented during Shaka Stephen time. So it was based on what you say, IMF conditionalities. One of IMF conditions them for close down the train because they say they make money. So the one for tell we say IMF we don't do another country just after independence.
And then they will learn yesterday, sir.
I tell you, man, I sit down and think about this. I say, what? So what you know with money they do with the economy of that country? You have any idea?
No, now after they don't left for now in the IMF camp, according to Israel. Now after they don't left, now in the camp and now they were good. Now we
they run the economy before independence with the handover. So what kind of economy they hand over to the newly independent country? Where in less than 3-5 years, then they call for closing down shutting down.
But you remember where he say now the back and forth because of coups and counter coups, we make like we lost balance.
Yeah, but at the same time, he also say that this train they bring produce from the interior where they export all kinds of things. They even include ginger, cassava, rice, all that kind of thing. But if the government then they know say these things were very important to the lifeline of the country, why they not find ways and means for protect that thing and just see no more and just close them down, things like that eventually will break down the economy of that country there.
Definitely. I'll be listening. I make the next one. I enforce will get for start with Israel. Make we continue that part today.
I was just sitting down yesterday after the program. I started thinking about all those things, and I say, yeah, these guys, they're informed big time. When they go sit down there and close that, and that breadwinner, we, based on what the guys say, we bring all this kind of money to the country, all this produce from upland to Freetown, and they export them things, and then they go sit down, they go close them. If they close them, they improve on the train. That's like a different thing for the top of the country in terms of food security,
Well, the main thing, and remember what I asked and say, the people have been agree, where they be say for close them. Then, the answer say, well, they not be getting any power, so they agree because that one was a shocker for me.
That's true.
That was a shocker for me, too.
They're not getting an alternative. Then, yesterday, first, today I'm talk to one man and see, they tell me, say, because, as a partner, now we're in the village, you come out. Now they talk to me and see about this program. Now they say, 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 SJ partner, the general manager, I say, life was on the They keep telling me what I mean. I say, yeah, yesterday, when they talk, and I say, yeah, not that was the way. I say, okay. They give me history now, and I say, okay. So that's the contribution I have, man. I was just interested in.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yes, caller, are live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please?
Yes, Tripoli.
Yes, sir.
It's not Ali Mansari they talk. Ali Mansari?
Yes, sir. Get 3 minutes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, Tripoli, they go there to another country there, you understand? Our country, and most of we where they look forward of how we go put we hand together, I believe in a day, we can make them better in a past year for we, depend we how things in the go. Yesterday I been listening to all good days. And I learned something from there yesterday come to today on based on my own analysis, my own point of view. Because when a young man them, we're born inside the 80s, but yet still, from where to the area, you see the problem of Salon Tripoli, not to Tidebo, it's not from 19, because yesterday you try for ask that guy after the changing of the money, where the man be the try for tell you say, I think Albert Magai refused not to change the money earlier on until we don't know which one we can change the money. After the change of that money, the way they ask the post, they say, I'll tell you, we didn't change up. The money goes straight to 10 millions. From that 10 millions, I believe that was where we begin get the fall. Way up to today, that fall did happen. Right? So I believe today we begin get this problem. I don't know if people they pick on the Leones. Right now, this state, the way the Leones, they fall rapid. And I be the see and say the moment where in the Western world and begin operate, the Leones get for fall because due to the amount of borrowing, now you see how the Leones they continue for fall rapid. And I worried, like who are businessmen who own business on salon. And we try more for do. Now make could they really show the Leones they fall in the pen winner at Tripoli. You see, one thing where they try for say Tripoli, salon. At least I remember Obama go Africa, where he talks here, Africa, we don't really need strong presidents, we need strong institutions. Tripoli institution in Africa, and not for ever be strong because they're not independent. Imagine every institution in our country, not 100%, but I can say 90%, half of the institution in the board, the president, now get for make a selection. People I want to say, anything when a selection, they ever be straightforward. Because people, if you select me some side, you put me on government business. Once I get for you listen to your dictation, but it's like you own a company. You put me as the director. You are the CEO. People are there for listening instructions from you. Any I turn and pass and listen to you. And then in the happen a salon. We know where a salon, because I talk of my country. But mostly people, no institution or in a salon were independent. All the under dictation of the president. Waiting the president or the government of the day decide because I input you there. Now I make you tell me, even Ben Kelfala, na talk no more. Now under the dictation of the president, you don't see anything in the police, AIG, Bolukbona, president Putambo, you name it. We see what's happening in parliament. The speaker na in the go na hey, wait he say no more. If you want to look at that today, his answer na the Putambo. Now under the president, you gonna court all the judges. Then they now don't come for electoral commission. The president, they're all the under dictation. Now under God in power no more. I didn't tell they work. So we institutions and our country then too. You know they're not straight. So we know they ever able get a straightforward country, even when it comes to your case. Tripoli. If you go to case na court na God no more they help you for you get justice, but justice no they end up for the poor, not so for we. We will not get. You get any case with any big man, anybody within a higher authority, people go with, but you lost that case there. Not so for you, because the institutions they're not there straightforward. They're all there under the power of you order from the above born. I didn't think they. It's hard for it, people. God make we able for work towards creating an institution there in the future and cut down too much power of the president. Because the president they get too much power. Because of that too much power they make institutions will never be able to straightforward. Never, as long as the president and get overall selection body. What he select and they happen. People they not for work for we. Let go they pray. They try no more what they look for two country in better so how they work now very hard. They call with small money, they go and go to salon and they go develop and they will believe in, you know. Even we when a Sierra Leone and say for this so they pull money and they try to protect we. Because we don't see country like a Gambia, them Tripoli, then they protect the citizens them. Because now we the couch money, any other person will go invest in a salon and they pull the money, you name it, the Lebanese, the Chinese, the Niger, all of them, then they pull the money out, scouts outside and then they come and believe they for safe. Who they pull we on now, they can't go. Now who's rule them, what do they do for protect we? Just like what young man they talk this to boy land. Then they protect we with the suffer. We got so many injustice cases them where we go through. Even though we believe so for go develop we country. You know, look forward to with the diaspora. Look how much support they will give. People, you check how many people in the sick now. Now the diaspora and they take on everybody, they give them support. We really they try. We contribution and they know they think, still they find way for protect we. Let go there put people.
Okay, thank you very much.
For this net.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Onim.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and the call from, please.
Yeah, this is not Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Yes, Mike, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I just want buttress to something where I think Patrick be saying, but that woman would say now which woman. Now one day from the information I get, I think say if you get liver problem, nine cause that belly for less well. So you know, Salon, we too backward. The thinking is very backward. Every small thing I which, you know, educated people and none of they think like somebody who educated in the country, you know. And it cause all them problem there. But me want to go to McKinney issue, okay? McKinney, you know, when I don't kill the people there, you know, forgive the people and body back, let them bury the people and a problem. The president don't ever come out and acknowledge, say that they don't do the people wrong, you know, and condemn the situation. You know? Then, you know, they turn around and go give them bags of rice and onions. Who says that they will make? But forgive the people and body, for let the people and go bury the body, no, not give them the body.
No, they don't
go give them bags of rice.
Now, they tell them get two, they don't get two, they don't bury two. They tell them get two, now they get that cancer and kidney.
Yeah, but how much draw camp at that 2 days? You know, but could draw camp at that 2 days. Now, I mean, now the draw. I mean, this is not something that we don't do right away and give them the body and let them go bury them body, you know. But the draw back camp and they not fear, you know, not fear at all. And the police, they're very lawless in that country. Would they say no more the youth man, they're lawless? The police, they're very lawless in that country, man, right? The police are very lawless, man. Then they do anything what they want. Then they fire a gun, then they arrest people in, then they lock people up. Anything what they want for do, then they do in that country. Then a complete lawlessness on it because when they swear as a police, they swear for serve the nation. Not to focus serve them politicians they are. Anything what politician want, or anything what party picking one, they go do it, you know. The police they are ready for be mindful saying a salon and they serve. But the politician they come and go, you know. What other politician and come back they switch back again. You know? And if for left them here, you don't fear at all. You know? In this cyber law, where the cow is so mad. If we don't tire about this guy in Holland in Talk one, when begin do something better for Salone. Now that then I ain't go quiet that guy there. But since you know they do anything better for Salone, it fuel that guy there for talk more about Una. You know, eh? So when I begin for do something for Salone, we don't need promises there again. When I left for this promise. Just like what the vice president come and say, oh, put lock of people there. They need, who's the way you don't ever do something for put lock of people there? Why you not go do something for us? Let the people praise you before you begin calling people a name. No, then they do things backwards, you know. Instead of do the work for us, let the people praise you. You talk for us. You don't do nothing, you don't begin talk. No, they promise the people all type of promise. Who still wait for the hospital where the government say, where the president said they for bill. 30 they will not see the hospital yet, you know. Anti-corruption, me and that guy there, you know they fight corruption, man. Now waste your time, man. That guy there, now politics corruption, he come for conflict, man. You know they fight no corruption in that country, you know. Police they say they see some dollar. Now they say the dollar na fake. They don't know if it then a real dollar than they. If not to be real dollar, they don't know if we come out again with the next press conference again. You can't tell we again, but the same dollar, the real dollar. Then they find a way now for take that dollar there. You know, when I give my dollar back, when I get money, because now a sex crime than they, when I don't get no reason for go search my house when I sex crime. The man not show himself up now police. There is no reason for you go search my house. You know, police there in another country, they're too lawless, man. Lawless for they blame the youth man, the policeman in another country, man. They do wrong thing in another country, you know. And when I need for straighten up, when I do the right thing, I left for follow politics business and thief money. You know, I mean, contribution, I don't know more.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, caller, they're live on air. Your name and who side the call from?
Yeah, Triple, thank you very much. This is now Umar, the call from LA. Thank you, brother,
minutes,
for everything
yes,
you do for we. First, me, I start with Parliament. Triple, what thing they happen now with Parliament? Let God help we. Let God help we. Why don't they say this all over until we Constitution change? This nonsense where they go on a Parliament not go down. You know, it seems like we country not get democracy anymore. Now particracy now we get now. Parliamentarian they ever go again a parliament for speak for in people and we elect them. It a good day for speak for in party. Even if na peace catch them, now go for go peace, it miss the count, then they fire them. What a shame. What a shame to the Constitution. And when I always been sit down 2001, I become you know one because I really pull out word in a month on the show where they call Parliament and the people. When I always write that Constitution, the shame of una, shame on una. And when I know what you wanna need for do, when I just resign on ourselves. Why say resign? When I just return on a passport then and denounce on a citizenship. Because when I write that Constitution, they when I not bring Sierra Leone to heart, when I not care about Sierra Leone, when I write that Constitution, they with 100% about una party, they will not be know very well what una be do. Because you not go look a paper like that and call us in a Constitution for the country. Me another thing I want to talk about, my brother. I they talk about then my media way to go sit down at their exam hall, they wait for them to begin them. To me, them thing that they not be there back then. I don't know why they need to sit down a house. Now all they cause a chaos. It don't make sense. It's not necessary. Then to all the one that will be the jump on this government, they talk when this government be put foot now one trustees with SL mining. Shame on you now. Now not to Salon court, now international court, now they don't tell you now say Sierra Leone be right. So for the things say anytime where Sierra Leone do something with anybody, even if we not say Salon right, but because we not know they who side this government they Salon wrong. Well, shame on you now. Now we don't get international court don't tell we say Salon be right. We not take that. The next one, they go on this McKinney Life Matter. What a shame. What a shame. I don't need a politician but tell me say McKinney Life Matter. Because you know what? Every single youth of Sierra Leoneans, their life, they all matters. Because them two parties are not care what we youth them. We see we side the past government butcher we youth them like beef na Butcher Market. In Jala and Kabbalah, we see that it happened. Now, this government said, don't take right inside the past government led for continue for butcher with youth them. Then they use them because if you see the youth them, what they kill right now, now the young one that were born between the years of 2000 and 1991 to now young people. And from that time, then they tell where the war began, that 10 years war, that just tell you, say, a chunk of them. Now, they found that 73% or 75% illiterate. A chunk of them, all they will cut up over there. Now let them know how to use them. Then they use them, then they give them pampas, then they give them omole, then they give them gun, there was a gun. Then they give them all kinds of things. Then when the bobo kind of street, then they pull gun, then kill them. And for like politicians go to up parliament, they tell me, say, McKinney right, McKinney life matter. How about Injala life matter? How about Kabbalah life matter? How about Tombo life matter? Me ask I say, all Sierra Leone youth life matter. Because at the end of the day, we young people, that then they always hold the short end of the stick when it comes to them two parties. They until the butcher with picking them, then they play politics per week. Not tell me say McKinney life matter. The entire Sierra Leone life matter. Okay, Injala life matter. Kabbalah life matter. We happened 2017 and 2016. We don't try with them two people here. Them two parties, they don't care about them, boy. Then they kill them, anyone will come. Then they kill them, then they act hypocrite. They don't care about them. Let God help use them. And hopefully, that's how we begin to learn which one can man them.
Yeah, we lost you just on echo bit again.
Yeah, God go make themselves kind of realize. I hope God, please put some kind of sense in their head. Let themselves realize the kind of human being the way they lead them. Then two parties are what God give you. The last one. May I go for say a little bit? I don't know what's in the go on with the corona, but now they don't begin to raise the numbers up and the infected numbers, and they don't. I say I'm not gonna say kudos, but let God continue for the help also. Let the numbers and the go down. So we go can let them so that then go lessen them lawyers a little bit. Let some of we can work back home. Because like all man can say, we'll not get any other place. Salona, we are home. No matter what kind of laws them with them pull they, no matter how much gun them with them pull for kill we they can't, because now we all born there. Now we all get our country there. Hashtag all youth life matter in Sierra Leone, not just McKinney. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much, Omar. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Me to talk to?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to make reference of what Mr. Torres said about Sabah launch in Sierra Leone. It's a good thing. But they got to be very, very careful, because even this part of the world, AAA, you know, okay, it's a very, very difficult thing for you to avoid, because there was one time when they said people in system security on, you know, you see me, so I am not picking or anything like that. But I'm not so crazy about Facebook. Okay, because there was a time there's so many things that was going on. Okay, which I don't want to go through it and everything like that. And the election, as you all know, what's he happy, he ended up to be the president. So there are so many things, and people that go be very, very careful when it comes to this Sabah launching in Sierra Leone, because that will be a blunder, a disaster, AAA. Okay, because they will take that advantage, especially people that way they don't really understand what it's all about. They're so happy. Oh, we're getting now. So everybody begin to put the information outside, and they don't know who is grabbing it or who is doing what with it. Another thing we want for talk about or ask question. If you're not able for tell me, maybe the panels or anybody else, it could not be today. It's okay. That policeman, when they fire another checkpoint, I don't say they don't fire the minister, okay, which is good. Okay, so me just want to know if he don't get his job back, and I would like him to have his job back, because it's not fair. Okay, so now the only thing we want to talk to you about today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adama. Thank you.
Yes, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Oh, this is Francis, and the call from Ohio, AAA.
You got 3 minutes, good.
AAA, I just want to ask one question. That country, if we still there under the colonial masters, that country is important like this? I really want to know this. If we still there under the British rule, we get independence, like South Africa get independence in 1993 or 1994. We should get independence at that time. That country, if we still like this, or if we don't go before. Then countrymen there, wouldn't go take this independence and carry it into this country, and they don't point this country. The best people for lead that country, they tell you they're not the Creole. Those people understand the Queen's language a little bit. They know the civilization, they value education at that time. But when they go take them people there, then come, there was a time, the second time, they did law for the college. That was a time. I still remember. Where the country come apply, not for the no. Me, that country day, my brother, that country day, if we be president of that country, one, would introduce a bill where every parliamentarian according they talk. Let people understand what's in the air for it. Any bill would be that Creole and anybody talking in that parliamentary. You know? The issue of the police, I always say, the police, for pulling under the government, like say, the government, the president, for appoint the inspector general of police. Okay, therefore, then people, therefore, appointed through the parliament. Through the parliament, for make a commission, for appoint them people a day. Then the parliament must get rights for sacking people a day, For everything at the police, everything, I mean, the president, they appoint all them people a day. That's a problem.
But you know, say, the president, they appoint the police and parliament, then they approve.
Oh, no, yes, I know. It's like what you the parliament, they approve. That's why they fight everything, the ruling government. The ruling government for getting majority. Then they fight all countries and aid. Because they don't send the bill, they introduce them, they go beat. That's the problem. Like the parliamentarians, if I were the parliamentarians, they don't be contest under a political party. If we change that constitution, if one become a parliamentarian, go to the people, do something, campaign, let people nominate you. If you nominate 3-4 people in the same constituency, we are going to primary elections. The two when they survive it, we are going to the elections, the final elections. That will change, we lost a little bit. But as long as the parliamentarian then they contest under a political party, my friend, it's difficult. But look at how they vote. If they vote for people who are not serving themselves. Well, not in the world party, but it's different. It's different. But Africa, because of their tribes, they've gone for giving one great tribe, one great language, therefore we don't talk in that country today. That will not better. Although what you go to do nine are the best. But if God for don't give you one language, everybody now for don't talk. Oh, my friend, I don't think you forget all that problem that much. People don't have a confusion.
Thank you very much, Francis. Thank you, sir. Your name and who the call from, please.
My name is Ezekiel. I call from Oregon, U.S.
Yes, I get 3 minutes, sir.
All right. Somebody mentioned about the institution. Even when we talk about the police, it's basically institutional issues we system not built up for that. So let's say, for example, McKinney, Bo Kenema. Why the mayor or whosoever is the top leader, now the citizen or now the county, why they're not for pick them? They're not for pick them young police commissioner or police leader or whatever they're called. Why they're not for choose that? Again, if we did talk about community policing in America, now the same thing for happen in Sierra Leone. You know, if somebody not understand a particular area and the people away then did it, they not for be the leader did, and not for be appointed by the president or any other person way not to that person they in charge of that town or that city. Because when that person way they in charge of that city don't choose the police, if them go to work together for let them know how for police the people and way then they work for. You know? So again, that big problem we will get because we're not able diversify the system in a way that not to the president for the in charge of everything. When it comes to the law judiciary system, not the same thing again, that the president they in charge. And so you can see and say, unless God help you, if the party take you to court, you are in trouble. Then just they lock you up for a long time, because that lawyer, where they even see your case, if they work for that party or for that president, And when we talk about the cyber law again, then just finally, I don't know how they call it, rectify the labor law way they've been getting before. Now the same thing then they come with again. Because then they know say now the means of communication where they reach the mass, somebody in the village. Now through this WhatsApp, through other things and audios and other things, now they don't begin to lay the trap again for car with that system there for shut up everybody. Again, then they fail to realize anything can happen, changes can happen. The very people and wait and they holler today for let them make that law for begin to back up people and wait and they inform people about Saturday. Are there people abusing the audio and the technology we'll get? Of course then they. But when they try for generalize them, in general, the people and they get this information through these phone mobile phones and now we'll get where people and they reach one another, the people and wait and they in charge wait and they try for put all their lawyer together. You think for say tomorrow you might not be in authority again. When you want to speak for something where they see say the government they do wrong, then will come after you. So beware of how they put the NTR together. And then the other thing again, you read somebody when they talk about McKinney life matter, it's not really necessary. Everybody life matter. Of course we know that. The time where then incidents that they happened during APC, this idea of life matter, it wasn't prevalent. Black Lives Matter starts in American area, so that idea is now being used. So let us not take and say, oh, now because it don't happen on our opposition. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. When somebody they say this life matter is because when the law not equitably distributed, when you use the justice system for make sure say everything for be equal. Now they cause all this problem. Again, when you've been the preamble, the show today, you be talk about waiting go make I think Sierra Leone for come together or waiting go make and then I'll be right say now the truth. And then after that, I'll go on again. I'll say the truth again in relative because Mr. X go believe say this not the truth and Mr. Y go believe say this not the truth, So, but now the only thing that when everybody they see say this not the wrong thing they happen, but then those who are in authority, they say, no, not so if it happen, why you feel say grievances and acrimony no good. Anyway, me and my own contribution and if we separation of power is there and nothing can shake it, with the judiciary system, they shake them at all, then the right thing will happen. Until we get to that system issues. We go deep at this. God help we, God help we. And I don't know how long that will happen. 60 years to go now. We are still saying God help us. God will never come down to do that. When you make the wall and put we inside it, it's a take charge. White man, they don't know that. That's why they were going all over the world to take charge. Until we take charge, we'll continue for prayer. Because when you look at the landscape, we are a religious country, Muslims and Christians. We are praying and everything. My brother, we can't do and help we. Now we for help we self. In other words, we for do the right thing. If you not do the right thing, that's why heaven and hell, that means God give you the free choice for all we make decisions. Anyway, if we want to go into that,
thank you very much.
Let God help we all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yes, caller, live on air. Your name and who side call from, please.
Mina Moses Kalawa, Arizona.
Yeah, Moses, your background. I don't know if you can turn.
Yeah, I'm at the dollar right now. Sorry.
Yeah, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really enjoy your program. I can't wait for listening to it every time I get the opportunity. But thank you so much. Well, first of all, what me one for the question I get is the Constitution as alone. If it didn't have the Constitution for sue the police department or the military, Because I'm a big man now. I believe so. I know one day he say they sue the police department for their wrongdoings, or the military for their wrongdoings. Me believe say if in a country like over any Western world, things like this happen, then they sue the institution there, and then go defend themselves now. I think one of the reasons why make people and they afraid for even sue and the police department to the military now, because then they say and say, if when they do that, now the government you don't fight. And when you fight the government, most likely you know will win. So maybe that are the reason. And the other thing I want to talk about the police alone, how corrupt, and I don't know if the morals not get or so, but they're so corrupt. Even the one day where you could say, I get paid in a police, saying that you paid this. In itself, they undermine you. Just imagine. The reason why I say that, there was a time where I go to where my paddy go introduce me to this big man of police. So that the next day or so, 9 policemen go pull me over. So when he pull me over, they go put me behind the counter, begin to ask me all kind of questions, say me for talk. I say, which I go for talk? And I mean, you put me over, say because they talk on my phone. It's very clear. Yes, I've been talking on my phone. So now it's okay. Well, I take advantage over this party where I get yesterday when I'm a big man. Maybe you go talk to them guys who love know how to discuss this here. So the man where I talk to him, now it's like give the phone to the policeman where they in charge. I get on the phone, but for some reason, I don't think the policeman where they in charge, say when I just an ordinary officer, get respect for a superior. And they talk to the man, and the man don't even know what to talk. Now he give the phone to me. So when he give the phone to me, at the end of the man, he feels that the policeman is still talk to him. They tell and say, bruh, they will be like come over accident. He feels that they better pass me. Do whatever what you want for, do anything you want for. And I say, really? So unfortunately, this man has to be frank. So this are the thing where they're so corrupt, and also they're so corrupt, not the way they call. And the other thing I want to talk about the president. The president gets so much powers. He gets so much powers. Sometimes we feel say they abuse them, or not because within the constitution game. That makes something they do anything they have to. Like this, my brother, we just talk. You talk about why the mayor no go be in charge of electing the police, head of police, the IG or whatever. I didn't push on further. How about we, the populace, vote for some of their important positions they have to? Like America has to. The sheriff, an elected officer, na person way that they vote for. So I think say by so doing, the people that will be accountable, I mean the police or the whosoever then at the head of that department or that institution, they could be answerable to the people then. And of course, like we say, let the mayor appoint. That's a very, very good idea, which I doubt because the president not go want to take that power in their hand because at the end of the day, the police and they look after her. So you don't want that power to go to the mayor, of course. And then of course this other thing we talk about the libel law. The libel law, it's very catchy. It's very, very catchy, it's very, very unfortunate the kind of parliament we get. But the matter of fact right now, with the majority na parliament, na the lead, na the government, na the majority. So the possibility for let them know approve that motion there is very, very, I doubt it. It won't be. Somebody be tell me that they say this president will get right now, even if he say let them get the power, let him the only person we get right to shoot person and kill him. Nobody not ask nothing, and then go to the parliament go approve him because of the kind of parliament. I'm not feeling some of them people they even do research on them people are only on the thing the way they bring hands to them. But I don't want to talk too much, but I enjoy your program so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Kola. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
It's a long way we want. Now we're here for Makam. It depends on what thing we do today. Now ain't gonna make we get a better one tomorrow. Then say how you make your bed, now so you go lay down there. If you think back, say you know I make camp, and so you like a rough one, then definitely. And so it just get for be, you know. But we just want the best for our country. We just want the best. So everybody can call, everybody getting ideas, everybody getting wish. And we just hope say the one that we get for take decision. We don't put today. Make they advise people, put the right people, because on your behalf, now then they take decision. Sometimes they need to, for can ask you, but they don't. And they can ask for your consent to, because you don't give them the power done. So I make we just need the best for we country, you know. God help we. Because now one green salon 90. And how we make them, and so you go be. Just the car I talk myself, I was shocked for no say IMF from that end. When they say IMF condition mona, people in there understand. Imagine you the one great train way. Sometimes if you be done this, if you be done it, for the patch no more for the waiting self, if you done it. But now they say no, now stop her because they make profit. But it's convenient for the people. We didn't stop and waiting and give. So waiting the advice you. Salon case is serious. After waiting I learned yesterday, man, salon case serious. Case is serious. But we not they lose hope. No, they ever lose hope. As if you want to lose hope over me. Bah. Lose hope. And I say, it's by God in own power. As long as we do the right thing there, the best go happen. We all know say Masimba carry for Paul new album on Monday. What do you wait for her? There we are, you waiting today. But for now, we'll join you on Sunday tomorrow. Monday, we go there back. Till we meet again. Triple SA. Ta-ta.